What is going on, fellow adventurers? Nick here, and welcome back to the Revelry. I'm very excited to introduce you guys to my personal segment on the channel, which is D&Detail. And D&Detail is centered around taking unpainted miniatures and seeing them through and making them come alive through paint. So if you guys are ready for that and you're as excited as I am, then make sure to stick around because this is going to get fun. So, quick disclaimer, I am by no means a good painter. I enjoy it, it's something that I love to do, and especially in our group, nobody else really paints miniatures. I think when we first started, everybody painted their own miniature, and all of ours were horrible, you know, so that's how it goes. But I really enjoyed it, and so I learned more, and I've been painting miniatures for about 3 years. Like I said, I'm not the best, but it's something that I enjoy and it's something that I feel like anybody can gain value out of. So along the way in D&Detail, I'm going to be giving you guys some tips, tricks, and some brushing techniques and all that good stuff that I use to make, miniatures look very decent. So with all that out of the way, let's get to painting. Alright, so today we're going to be painting the young adult red dragon by the Nulzers Marvelous Minatures line by WizKids. I've been very excited to paint this thing, but I've been waiting for this to get it done. So I'm very excited to do this right now. And I'm gonna just give you guys some of the paints that I'm going to be using today. We're going to be using Dragon Red. This is all Army Painter paints. We got Dragon Red, we got Pure Red for a little highlight color. Then I'm going to be going over with some dark tone, a little wash there to get into the crevices, make the details pop. And then we have Lava Orange. We have Demonic Yellow. Desert Yellow. These are for the belly plates and the claws, horns, and all that good stuff. This skeleton bone will be used as a dry brush on said breastplates and belly plates and spines and claws and teeth. Then I have a matte black and uniform gray. We also got a little strong tone here. Again, this is all Army Painter paints. Let's get into it. I'm gonna go ahead and give this baby a base coat in Dragon Red. Alright, and so I think our base coat of Dragon Red is dried enough already. So we're going to go ahead and take the dark tone wash. Should be a black wash. I haven't really used this one. It is indeed a black wash. So we're going to go ahead and give this dragon a nice wash. So you can already see this black wash pooling in the areas we want it to and making this dragon look very good already. And what this is going to do as well is it's going to take the Dragon Red that we had previously coated onto this dragon, and it makes it darker in nature. Obviously it goes into the cracks and the crevices and makes the shadows pop, but also it'll dry along the flat surfaces as well and make the Dragon Red appear darker. something that you can do too, if you realize that you've added too much wash, you can go ahead and wet your brush, dry it like once or twice on your napkin, your piece of paper, and just dab those heavy pulled areas with your brush, and it will absorb that leftover wash paint. Well, now we're done with our wash, our dark tone wash, and that is a watery paint. So we're gonna go ahead and let this dry for a little bit, and then we're gonna come back with pure red for a minor dry brush. And so this dragon is fully dried now. The wash is dried, and so now we're going to take this pure red and do a little dry brushing on it. And so if you don't know what dry brushing is, you basically, you're going to grab some paint with your brush, and you're going to brush most of it off on your piece of paper, your napkin, whatever, and that is going to take the most of the paint off of it. And so when you dry brush or brush the mini, it'll only leave the highest points covered in that new paint. So I like going against the grain too, because you don't want to go up and down on an up and down detailed portion, because then you'll get it in those recesses and you don't want that. So this is just to hit the high points pretty much. Alright, and so now our first dry brushing is done. The pure red over the dragon red. And now it's time to move on. Alright, and for our next dry brush, this is going to be a very light dry brush. I'm only going to be using a little bit, but it's this lava orange, and that's really to bring the essence of the fire out of this dragon. You'll see when it goes on the red, it'll be quite significant. It'll be, in this case, a little bit goes a very long way. So. And so from here, our lava orange dry brush is complete, and you can see that it adds some great effect to those scales. It really makes the dragon feel like, you know, it's this ball of fire. And so from here, I am actually going to take a part out of the monster manual, and I'm going to give this young adult dragon some charring, some black charring across its wing, the edges of its wings here on the bottom, and some of the spines across the back. So, like I said before, it's so easy to add more paint if need be, but it is very difficult to remove paint. So just be careful when you're doing something like this. One mess up and it could screw up your whole vibe that you got going on here. So see right here, I added not much, but I can always go back and add more, which is good. So that's what we're going for here, and that's just going to add the effect to this dragon that it is hot as hell at all times. All right, that's what we want. Stipple it on where need be. Stippling is important when you have little holes or divots in the mold where, you know, your paint, your first coat doesn't really get to. You just dab it. Just stab it a bit with your brush and it should get in there. Alright, well that wing is completed. Especially on the inside here, I don't know if you can see it, but it gives it such a good effect. Like, this dragon is burning hot, and even its wings are seeing the result of that. And so this is the finished result of the blackened charring on the edges of its wings. Doesn't look it looks so shiny because the light is right here. But it looks very good in my opinion. in my humble opinion. Oh, well, the only thing left that we would have to do is the tail, or not the tail, sorry, the talons. The talons, the teeth, and the spines on the wings. So let's go ahead and do that. For this, oh, and the belly plate, obviously. For this, I'm going to be using this desert yellow as the base coat for that, followed with a mixture of desert yellow and skeleton bone. And then, once that's complete, I'm going to do pure skeleton bone. Let's see. After the first coat of desert yellow, I forgot to mention, I will be using the strong tone just to get into those recesses. Very excited though to see how this dragon will turn out. Again, like I said, this is my first dragon, so forgive me if it is not up to your standards. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up these belly plates, going all the way down to the tail here, and we'll see how it looks when it's done. Alright guys, well I have finished with the belly plates, the horns, and all of the spines. Take a look how awesome this guy looks right now. I haven't even done the eyes or anything, nor have I done shading on the belly, but man, he looks cool already. We are so close to being done right now. So let's go ahead, take the time now to use demonic yellow for the eyes. So just get a little dab right there, because we're not going to use a lot of paint. So just use a little dab, and we're just going to go right in there, just like that. You guys probably won't be able to see it, but there is an eye in there now. It is my curse when I'll get one eye so perfect, so like natural, and then I'll go to the other side and just completely mess it up. Thankfully that isn't what happened here. We are going to take a mixture of desert yellow and skeleton bone, 1:1, so just 1 drop of desert yellow and 1 drop of skeleton bone. And we're just going to give our scales, belly plates, and horns and spines a highlight before we go back and darken it up with a brown wash. And we have our finished belly plates there. Looking very nice. Well, not finished, but the highlight is finished. Right now, we're just about finished. We have 2 more steps. We have dark tone. And what this dark tone is going to do, we're going to put it along all the spines, all the claws, all the horns, and the belly plates. And then once this step is completed, I'm just going to go through with 1 more highlight on talons and claws and all that. And then we're just about done. Well, we are reaching the finish line because this is the last thing to do. We are going to go 1 more time along the edges of the belly plates and the talons and the horns and all that. Alright, and so I just went ahead and used that same mixture after we washed the belly plates and all that stuff. We went with that same mixture of skeleton bone and desert yellow and went right over those bony pieces. And at the end of it all, here is our young adult red dragon. If you guys stayed to the end of the video, thank you very much, I appreciate it. And if you want to see more of this stuff, just let me know. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.
Oh, come on. You've had enough.